Welcome. We are at NFL season of 12. Sorry, I just had a stroke. We are at week 12 of the NFL season. I have to be somewhat quiet and make this quick because my daughter is sleeping behind me. And I'm actually doing this kind of off the rip because I'm lazy and I didn't do anything that I was supposed to do yesterday and Tuesday because I was so exhausted from work. I'm actually exhausted today too. So the background footage will be Buccaneers Rams. I had trouble deciding which game. It was between them. I thought about the Bills Texans and the Chiefs Colts, even the Packers Vikings, or even the Panthers 49ers. But I decided to go with the Buccaneers Rams because I feel like they will have game of the week. Honestly, the footage will be sped up as usual, and hopefully not too much cut out of the actual game. I'm probably going to cut out a decent amount just because it's so long. It pisses me off that it's the same score practically every time. And I did it different. I did simulation this time instead of arcade, and it still ended up being basically the same score. But anyway, tonight we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the Houston Texans. And if you hear clicking, that's me clicking between tabs. Actually, let me just make the tabs the same size. Yeah, let me be smart, guys. Okay. So we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Houston Texans. The Bills are coming off that massive 44-32 victory versus the Buccaneers, which, honestly, that was game of the week. One of the games of the week. And the Texans came off a 16-13 win against the Titans. Both teams are starting to pick it up again. The Bills came back from a rough game the week before, I think. I don't remember. I'm out of it. But the Texans are starting to pick it up. They're looking to try and get at least in second in the AFC South. And if they can do that, they could even make the playoffs. I think the Bills are a shoo-in for the playoffs. I think if at worst they get second place in the AFC East. And at best, they could win. They could win the rematch and then just take over. I mean, we'll see what happens. In the end, I'd say the Bills win 38-21. I don't have any scores written down for like what I think or anything like that. This is all off the rip. So this video is going to suck, guys. I'm sorry. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think, the Colts were on a bye, and the Chiefs lost the Broncos 22-19. The Colts, they're still almost top of the AFC. The Chiefs, they're falling off this season. But honestly, I don't know. I don't think the Colts are. I think the Colts might be frauds. Like, let's be honest. I'm gonna look here real quick and see what the Colts, who the Colts have faced, and they've really only faced two good teams. They've only really beaten two good teams. And the Chargers are iffy, and this was a lucky win against the Broncos. I don't think the Colts are honestly that good. So I think the Chiefs win 24-17. Next, we got the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Tennessee Titans. This is another one where I think the Seahawks are frauds as well. I never believed in Sam Darnold. I think he got carried last season. And this season, I think he's getting carried by a cupcake schedule and good offense and good defense. But the Seahawks, they lost to the Rams 21-19 in a kind of a weak game. And the Titans, like I said earlier, lost to the Texans 16-13. The Titans are one of, if not the worst team in the NFL right now, so it's pretty clear that the Seahawks win. They'll probably win like 28-10. This is a random score. Next, we got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers. This is one of those games that could go either way due to it being a division game. sorry. Got the burps. The Vikings coming off a fourth quarter loss to the Bears 19-17. Meanwhile, the Packers defeated the Giants 27-20. And that damn Perna, he got me to vote for the Giants, and they lost because of that curse wheel. But no, I see this probably going either way, but both teams, I mean, the Vikings are very poor this season, and the rest of the NFC North is just kicking it. They're all doing pretty good. So I think the Packers win a close one, 28-24. Next, we got the New Jersey Jets taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The Jets are coming off. Let me check. Sorry, they're coming off a 27-14 loss to the Patriots. Meanwhile, the Ravens coming off a Boarfest victory, 23-16 versus the Browns, with Shedeur Sanders making a start and looking poor. That he only started for like 10 minutes, dude. Leave him alone. It's his fault for picking the fucking Browns. What an idiot. The Ravens, they're obviously on the uptick right now. They got a pretty easy schedule so far coming into this like return from Lamar's injury. Bears was a tough opponent. They beat the Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Ravens. Bengals will probably be easy unless Joe Burrow's back. I doubt he's going to be back. Yeah, they kind of got a cupcake until the 21st where they face the Patriots. And then the Packers is going to be tough. Honestly, the Steelers might be tough too. What am I yapping about, dude? Either way, I think the Ravens are going to continue this winning streak they got going because the Jets, they're just bad. Sorry about my chair. Ravens win 35-7. The New Jersey Giants, we go from one Jersey team to another one, taking on the Detroit Lions. The Giants coming off that 27-20 loss to the Packers, and the Lions coming off a 16-9 loss to the Eagles. The Lions could have won that game 100 times over. They just kept going for it on fourth down, I guess. And the Giants, they almost took down the Packers. I feel like they easily could have. The Giants aren't good. I think Jackson Dart might be returning, but I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up. Too lazy. The Lions, they're still a good team. They haven't been able to beat better teams, I guess. I think the Lions still win this one probably handily. I think it's going to be 38-20, I'd say. I'm just naming numbers, guys. Next, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Chicago Bears. The Steelers coming off a big 34-12 win with Mason Rudolph coming in. It's crazy. Against the Bengals. And the Bears, like we said, coming off a 19-17 win against the Vikings. Both teams are kind of on a roll right now. They're both doing great. Decent. Not great. The Bears currently in the lead in the NFC North, and the Steelers currently in the lead in the AFC North. So we got the leaders of the North going at it. This could easily go either way. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to play. If he is, I'm sure the Steelers will win, because Rodgers owns the Bears. But you know what? I'm going to go for a bit of an upset. I think a lot of people are going to go against the Bears. I think the Bears win. Kind of a defensive shootout for a while there. But I think they bring it up and end up winning 21-19. Oh, that was the score of the Rams-Seahawks game. We'll go with it. Next, we got the New England Patriots taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Patriots picking up a big win against division rival Jets, 27-14. And the Bengals losing to the Steelers, 34-12, like we said 5 seconds ago. The Bengals, they're struggling right now. I mean, I think they have a pretty tough schedule continuing on. I don't think they're going to do too much. And the Patriots, they are grinding. They are rolling through everybody. I mean, the Patriots, the dynasty is returning, I think. I'm scared. Why can't it be the Panthers dynasty, guys? Anyway, I think the Patriots win a pretty handily pretty handy game. 30-10. No, 30-17. I think it might be somewhat close. Next, we got the worst game of the week. Browns taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Both teams sitting at 2 wins, I believe. The Browns being taken out by the Ravens 23-16, and the Raiders getting destroyed 33-16 Monday night against the Cowboys. Both teams are just bad. Shedeur Sanders is going to start. That could be a big start for him. So, you know what? I will go with slightly an upset. I think Shedeur is going to lead them to a nice, boring victory. 12-9. Next, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The Jaguars are a confusing team, like cheese. They beat the Chargers 35-6, and the Cardinals lost 41-22 to the 49ers. The Jaguars are, like I said, they're strange. They just lost to the Texans, beat the Raiders in overtime, and then got blown out by the Seahawks and the Rams. Barely blown out, I should say. Beat the Chiefs, beat the Texans earlier, lost to the Bengals, I think without Joe Burrow. It's insane. The Jaguars are so confusing, and this blowout does not help. But I don't think they're going to lose to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are bad. The Cardinals have beaten 2 teams. I think they have 2 wins, maybe 3. They beat my team. Fuck. The Jaguars win 27-14. Sometimes I gotta come up with that on the slot. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles had a defensive slugfest against the Lions, 16-9 to win, and the Cowboys 33-16 against the Raiders to win. The Cowboys are bad. They're not great. Their defense could pick it up. I think they might slowly start to pick something up. I think they're too late to start winning a lot, though. And the Eagles, they're good. I can't say anymore that they're boring. They're still winning. They're like the Broncos. They have these boring games, but they still end up winning, which it angers a lot of people. You should have seen my fantasy league. My fantasy football league, they were seething, except for the Eagles fan. He was having a great time. But, I mean, yeah, the Eagles, they've beaten the teams that they need to beat. I think, they've lost 2 games? Yeah. And I think those were, they were whatever games. I mean, you're bound to lose a couple every year. And I think the Eagles, they could, I don't want to see it. They could go all the way. I doubt it. But, I mean, we'll see. The Eagles do win this game, probably handily. 38. No, that's stupid. 24. Yeah, 24 seems like a pretty fair score. 14-10. All right, next we got a division fight. We got the Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. The Falcons coming off an overtime loss to the future Super Bowl champions with MVP Rico Dowdle. Panthers 30-27. And the Saints, I think, had a bye. Yeah, the Saints had a bye, and they lost to the bye week. 24-3. Anyway, the Falcons did lose Michael Penis Jr., I think he had to have surgery. So he's done. We got Big Kirko in, and this could easily go either way. I mean, Kirk Cousins could ball out, and Tyler Shuck could ball out, or this could be fucking terrible. Like, there's no in between, I don't think. They're both pretty mid teams right now. They're both bottom of the barrel NFC South, which is rare to say that without including my team. I think the Falcons end up squeaking out a victory, 17. You know what? No, I think the Saints pick up a win. Yeah, I think the Saints are going to pick up another dub. And it's going to be the same score, 17-7, like against the Panthers. Next, we got a possible game of the week contender. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the LA Rams. The Bucs coming off a upsetting 44-32 loss to the Bills, which was a fantastic game. And the Rams coming off a 21-19 victory versus the Seahawks. The Rams up there with the Eagles. Best in the NFL right now. The Rams, Eagles, Patriots, and the Broncos, the 4 best teams. Possible conference championships right there. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I still got to do my predictions for the week. I keep forgetting. I'll get those done while I upload this. But you don't care about those predictions. Not predictions for the week. That's me and my buddy Travis do predictions for the whole season every week for some reason. But like I said, this honestly could go either way, but I think the Bucs are still a little bit too injured. I don't think Bucky Irving's returning, but I think this is once again the Bucs will put out a blowout, or not a blowout, a showdown. I can't think of a shootout. And unfortunately, though, I think the Rams do win. Actually, fortunately, the Rams do win 37-32. And finally, we got another, honestly, a potential game of the week as well. The Carolina Panthers taking on the San Francisco 49ers. The Panthers coming off that 30-27 overtime win, comeback win too, as well, to the Falcons. And the 49ers blew out the Cardinals 41-22. Now, this could go either way, just like the other one. Except I honestly don't know if the Panthers win in either scenario. Either because Brock Purdy's back. I mean, they have George Kittle still. They have CMC. This is a revenge game, honestly. Low-key. Hopefully a revenge for the Panthers. But, so either way, Bryce Young balls out and they still end up losing. Or Bryce Young goes back to Bryce Young and they get destroyed. I'm really rooting for the first one and possibly a win. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I would love it if they won. I'm not going to pick them, though. They did get cursed by the curse wheel, so hopefully that is a jinx and they win. But for now, I will say the 49ers win 27-17. And with that being said, we have the Bills, Chiefs, Seahawks, Packers, Ravens, Lions, Bears, Patriots, Browns in a bit of an upset, Jaguars, Eagles, Saints, Rams, and the 49ers winning this week. Pray for me that I get 100%, that I get 99% correct, and the only one I get wrong is the Panthers game. But thank you for watching. Make sure if you like this content, I'm going to try and upload more football stuff. I'm going to try and do other miscellaneous stuff, like maybe even wrestling or just miscellaneous stuff. Thank you for watching as usual. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next week at the latest. All right. Peace out.